Welcome back. Time to get an update on what the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association has been up to. Walter Hubley and Bob LaRocca are here to tell us. Hey, guys. Good, welcome.
Thanks
Walter, nice to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
Bob, nice to meet you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to QATV. Welcome to Quincy. Welcome to Wollaston Hill, too, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Walter, tell me, first of all, a little bit about the association itself and how it all started and what its mission and goal and purpose is.
Sure. So the mission of the organization is it's a group of neighbors who share in the interest to promote and improve the neighborhoods of Wollaston Hill and the Forbes Hill area. That general area was previously known as Wollaston Heights many years ago, and it encompasses pretty much everything surrounded by Adams Street, Beale Street, Furnace Brook Parkway, and Newport Avenue.
So that's circle going up.
Yeah, exactly, and
yeah,
some of the surrounding areas as well. We have people who participate from the surrounding areas as well. It was founded back in 2011. My wife Kathy and I just wore out some shoe leather, going around meeting neighbors, and created a little organization, and it's been running ever since. And we do some sort of staple things each year. Of course, it's where Porch Fest originated, working with Councilor Kane.
Right.
Which has now become its own whole separate thing.
Oh, way beyond Wollaston's borders, for sure. Yeah,
but
it's citywide now.
But in addition to that, so we meet quarterly, and we also did the community preservation project for Safford Park.
Yes.
We have some sort of staple events each year. We've continued Councilor Coughlin's tree lighting around Christmas time of Clara Yeoman's tree down at Safford Park.
Yeah.
That's become a sort of yearly thing. I think we're on like year 13 for that.
Oh, no kidding. Even before the association was founded.
Exactly.
Okay.
We kind of took the torch from him when he stepped down.
Sure.
We do a back-to-school movie night, usually in early September. We also participate in Cleaner Greener, where we clean up Safford Park as well as Forbes Hill Park. And we do a whole bunch of kind of yearly things, and yeah, so it's been going great, and we're really excited to have some new energy, some new ideas, and we're always welcoming new energy and new ideas.
Yeah, about how many members would you say now, even just roughly?
Yeah, so membership isn't a formal thing.
Okay.
There's no dues. It's really, you choose to make yourself known to the association and choose to participate.
Oh, all right.
Our meetings generally get somewhere, on a night that conflicts with a baseball game or something like that, we might get 10 people, but on some nights we get about 20 people. It really depends upon the topic and what's going on elsewhere.
Sure. And that's where Bob comes into play, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking about new blood and some new infusion, new thoughts and ideas. So how did that happen, Bob?
Well, my wife and I and my daughter, we moved to Quincy August 2017, and when we were moving here, we looked for a community that had good schools and a vibrant city center, and so it's been a great fit. And I think that led naturally to a question of, well, what can we do to get a little more involved? And I think also we have a young daughter, a toddler, and she's not yet in the school system.
Right.
And so, how do you find out about what's happening? So I reached out to Wally, and my wife and I said, we want to help out. We want to try to figure out a way to become more connected to the neighborhood.
Okay. Where did you move from?
We used to live in Belmont.
Oh, okay.
And, we wanted to be in a community that had, close to Boston, good access to public transportation, good schools, but also just, Quincy's got so much going on and a lot happening. That was a really attractive feature of the city to us.
How did you learn about Quincy? Were you familiar with it beforehand? Or?
Yeah. So I grew up in the Boston area.
Okay.
I went to BC High. I had a lot of friends from Quincy, so I'm very familiar with the city. My wife teaches at BC High now, so very familiar with how it's developed over the years, and so always, even though I didn't come from Quincy, I always kind of had a special relationship to it because of the proximity to my high school. Okay,
so you're relatively new, right? A year and a half or so.
Yeah,
so
just about. Yeah, 2017.
How has it been? Is it what you thought it would be? Is it different?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's met my expectations in terms of there's a lot to do, new restaurants opening up, really friendly people. It's very diverse, and I think that was really important to me and my wife. And our particular neighborhood's just been very welcoming and friendly, and I think something like the Wollaston Hill Association, Neighborhood Association's been a good reason for that.
Yeah, how did you learn about the association?
I can't remember exactly. I think I was on Facebook, or maybe I may have actually gone to the library website to see the list of the neighborhood associations, and I emailed Wally to figure out what can we do to do a little bit more.
Okay, so how long have you been active now, would you say?
I would say, what was it, last
Since November.
November?
Okay.
November.
All right, so the tree lighting was probably your first kind of formal event, I guess?
Yes, it was, and I was able to be at the first meeting of the year. We do quarterly meetings, and so we were there at the meeting in the winter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Why Wollaston in particular, Bob? What was it about that part of the city, would you say?
I mean, one of the things that first of all, it's able to walk to the city center.
Sure.
You know, able to walk to the Wollaston T stop. I think 2 weeks after we got there, it's went under renovation. So I think the location was a huge reason in terms of just walkability.
Yeah.
But also has that neighborhood feel
Yep.
and close to the Bernazzoni School, which is great. I mean, all the schools are good, but that was a big draw for us.
Okay. So what would you like to see in your new community? What would you like to see happen?
Yeah, well, I think one thing Wally and I talk a lot about is there's a lot of folks that have lived in our neighborhood for a long time, generations, and then there's new people
Yes.
coming in, new families, folks like us, and I think the one thing I'd love to just see is have us grow this neighborhood association and find ways to engage our neighbors more, and some new things that we're doing are, I think, some attempts to do that.
Yep. Such as?
So we now do a monthly meetup at a local establishment. The last one we did was at Brick and Beam.
Oh, okay.
So every third Thursday, we try to have an informal gathering. Just come by, have a drink, appetizer, meet some neighbors. And we had a pretty good turnout for the first time. About 20 folks came by in February. And then we've also started a monthly newsletter.
Okay.
That actually, if you want to talk about membership numbers, we actually have about 140 people on that,
All
which
right.
is pretty good. And we share updates and different kinds of notices of events and recaps of previous events, but then also some news articles that are relevant to specifically the Wollaston area.
Okay.
And I think the one last thing I'll add to that is, at the bottom of the newsletter we say, if you have ideas,
Right.
if you have things that you want to share, please notify us. It's not supposed to be something that's set in concrete.
It's not one-sided, right?
No.
This is a group effort.
Yeah.
Basically, it's an outreach that you're trying to
Exactly.
to bring the whole community into.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe some new activities. I know, Walter, you mentioned Porch Fest. That has grown, exponentially over the years.
Yeah, it's,
From what, like 5 bands, I think, to 50 or more. I think it was more than 100, actually,
We
wasn't
had
it?
about 135 performances last year at
yeah.
80 locations in 4 different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So it's certainly clearly something the city was interested in having and hosting, and the city departments have been wonderful to work with
That's
on
great.
getting that going. It's quite a logistical challenge, as
Yeah.
you can imagine.
I can only imagine. Yeah, it's coming up at the end of June, I think, again this year.
Yep, June 22nd, yep.
Wow, okay. So that's one, kind of keystone event, I think, that has...
I think we're going to see it continue, yeah.
yeah. But what else?
Oh, so so it became really apparent right off the bat as Bob and his wife and I and Kathy started talking about things from a new neighbor perspective, ways to appeal to different constituencies that we weren't hearing from for the association. The monthly meetup was one great idea that wasn't a heavy lift to implement. Really, it's just a matter of communicating out where we were going to be and
Time
why
and
we were
place,
going
right?
there.
Yeah.
And so that was an excellent idea. Revitalizing the newsletter was another great idea. Another thing that we're looking to do, and we're going to be talking to the city departments about this, is Saturday in the Park. And this is an event where each Saturday for about 6 weeks, just after Porch Fest, for about 6 weeks on every Saturday, we want to host a number of activities at the park, maybe some food options, maybe a beer garden, maybe some musical performances,
Okay.
maybe some wellness type programs. So just the more we started talking, the more we realized that there's a lot of great opportunities that we haven't explored as an association. And that largely comes from getting new people involved.
Sure, yeah. It's, coincidentally, there's a picture of Safford Park right behind Bob. Revitalized.
Well done.
Yeah. That the Community Preservation Committee funds were used for.
That's right. Back in 2014,
Yes.
the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association kind of spearheaded and sponsored, working with the Parks Department, that CPA project, and
Right.
it has really taken on, made the park take on a new life of its own. I've never seen it used quite as much since I grew up in the neighborhood, and as much as it is now with the way it's been kind of redone, and it's just so much nicer. And the electricity that we brought into the park
Yep.
makes everything so much easier, whether it's running an event or the tree lighting and all these different things. So,
Sure.
yeah,
Or, you mentioned beer garden or...
we're excited about that possibility.
what a great
yeah.
venue for maybe a Porch Fest performance, too, at some
Yeah,
point.
I mean, we might run out of porches.
That's right. Set up a pseudo porch in the park, if you will.
exactly.
Do you work with other associates? Like there's the Montclair Wollaston Neighborhood Association also. Do you
Yeah,
work with
so
other groups?
to that extent, we've anytime they have a different type of event going on, we share it and try to promote
Okay.
it. And if they have a meeting that's got a great topic, we'll share and promote it. I do spend a fair amount of time with Mark Sauter and his
Yep.
team over at the Marymount
Sure.
Neighborhood Association. And from there, I'm learning a lot about how they engage their neighborhood, and we share ideas and so forth.
Okay.
And I've actually attended quite a number of their events. They do some great work over there.
Yeah, they just had, I think, St. Patrick's Day event just this past weekend, actually, up at the Hofbrau, and of course
Yep.
they have the 4th of July parade as a staple.
They've done some
as
beer
well.
gardens as well, and
Yeah.
they do the Oktoberfest, and they just do a super job.
Yeah, of course they have a beach, but we also have Wollaston Beach.
Well, there's that.
Do you work with the Friends of Wollaston Beach at all? You know, it's not on the hill, obviously, but it is still Wollaston. considered
Yeah, well,
Wollaston.
we attend their events
Okay.
when they hold the summer, the Kids Fest, I think is what
Yeah,
they do
sure,
during the
yeah.
summer. Yeah, I certainly enjoy their events, especially when my kids were younger. My kids are now adult children now, so
Yes.
a little less of that these days.
That's right. You mentioned the website. We do have a kind of a screenshot I want to show folks just to show them what it looks like, basically, if they wanted to go there and check it out. But there's ways to access it, right, to contact folks, to contact the association through this, yeah.
Yeah, so right from the website, you can sign up for the newsletter, you
Yep.
can read the blog, you can find out about all the events that we have coming up,
Yep.
you can stay in touch with us, you can learn about what we're up to, you can see who's on the board. And another way to sign up for the newsletter is you can, text the Hill to a number that, you'll show in a little while to get signed up for our newsletter. And
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thought for yourself, what would be your kind of message to new arrivals in Quincy or in Wollaston in particular if they wanted to get involved in the community?
Yeah, so I would say check us out on Facebook or
Yeah.
check us out on the website, and then reach out to us at info@wollastonhill.org if you want to learn ways to get more involved, or at least just give us your email address so that we can get you hooked up into the newsletter, and then join us. Join us
Okay.
at our next meetup, which will be in April, and which we haven't determined the exact location of the informal gathering meetup, but then our next meeting will be at the end of April as well. So just come by and say hello, and I think we'd love to just get to know you and see what ideas and things you'd like to see out of Wollaston.
All right. Well, hopefully we've helped get the message out for you a little bit this morning here on the program. Let us know if we can do anything in the future, and let us know about your upcoming events. We'll be happy to promote them for you.
Great.
Yeah, always appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Great.
Just enough time to recap the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Not too bad. Kind of sun and clouds, breezy, a little mild, around 50 degrees this afternoon. We'll do some more melting. It'll refreeze tonight, so do be careful for some slick spots, down to about 32 degrees. A little cooler tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Really pretty nice for the rest of the week until some rain here on Friday. Thanks again to Walter Hubley and Bob LaRocca for joining us
Thanks.
from the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association.
Thank you.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday at 11:30, the Quincy Police Department's free boating basic safety classes. We'll learn all about them on another live edition of Currently in Quincy. We'll see you then.